is what it is.
I have no. I have no.
Yeah, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. So for all the haters out there, we're gonna address what happened, during that time. So just chill. He has till Wednesday. And if guys, relax, man. The camera hasn't come to you guys. Just chill. If he doesn't do this in Wednesday, we'll do. But we've got a great show for you today. We will talk about Lampard. We'll talk about VAR. We'll talk about the circumcision. We're going to talk about that loser called Neymar who left Mbappe stranded. You freaking! If you dare touch Barcelona, you complete loser. We'll definitely get that. So this, of course, is the Football Dugout. This is the weekly show where we break down everything football. It's me, your boy HH, and of course I'm joined by two expert panelists to break down everything from the weekend's football. I'm looking ahead, so...
Of course, it's your boy Neeks.
And Devo back in the building. I would say refreshed, but that's a lie.
Actually, wait, weren't you in Ibiza?
I was in Ibiza, yeah.
So how come we've not brought in any kind of Ibiza things, some, side,
That's no comment.
No, we've seen your Instagram and so I've seen how you live, man.
You gotta live, man. You gotta live your life.
No, bro.
You're only given one.
Live that life.
Got to. Someone's got to.
Live that life, man. Shout out to Hugh Hefner. So, now let's just now break this down through. So the show of how we're going to go right now is we're going to talk about Neymar. We're also going to talk about a Premier League recap of everything that's happened in the Premier League season. Our focus is going to be on VAR. VAR was a huge talking point. Remember, this is the first season that VAR has been used, so we're going to break it down. Does it work? Does it not work? And so forth. And also, we're then going to be looking ahead because the La Liga season starts this weekend. The Bundesliga league starts this weekend. So we're going to look as an overall thing as to who do we think is going to win the Bundesliga, who do we think are going to be surprise teams, how's La Liga going to go, can Real Madrid do it with Olizard, João Felix, is he all hype? So many things to talk about and everything. So that's the thing. So just very briefly, before we really get into the meat and bolts, how are you feeling upon the start of the Premier League season? What is your gut feeling as to what else you think could unfold?
I'm feeling good.
I am.
You got how many points you got?
3.
And we've got 3 points. And you've got...
No, wait. Hey, chill.
Yeah, I'm saying, we're feeling good. We're feeling good over here.
Because it's one game. It's only one game. Look, if Kante had played, it would have been reversed. So
if Basel maybe. History books don't care, bro.
No. They in my book they do. So I mean, are you? So just very briefly, do you think that this is going to be as close and exciting a season as last season, or do you think it's too early to tell, or do you have already got feeling as to this team will run away with it and everything, or you think that this could actually be a 3-horse race, a 2-horse race, 4-horse race, maybe Wolves and Everton coming in, or you see
I think the top two they showed at the weekend because Liverpool didn't really get out first gear and they just dispatched of Norwich like they were annoying, just like get out of here. Man City went to West Ham and there was a lot of enthusiasm at West Ham. The fans all thinking, this could be a year we're going to...
Those guys are a bunch of...
Battered them.
How do you get baptized in your own crib?
Battered. But every time. I read a stat, I was saying to you off camera, I think it's now the last 4 or 5 visits, they put 4 goals past them. Not even just beat them, put at least 4 goals past them. But they should be investigated. That's bullying. That's bullying. They should be suspended from the league. They shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Complete clowns, man.
So I think, if you think Liverpool and Man City, I think they're just a level above everyone else, if we're honest. I think maybe we might get a little bit closer, but I think those two are the benchmark, obviously. If anyone gets anywhere near them, they're going to be in with the title. Yeah, they're in the title challenge.
I think Man City and Liverpool would have to have an almighty collapse for anyone else to really be in the title race. Serious contention. Last season, as I said, Spurs up until about end of December, they were in the title race. Mathematically at least. We knew they were never going to do it. But, they beat, was it like Everton? They hit 5 past Everton. I think they scored maybe 6 past someone else as well over the Christmas period. But then they just fell away and obviously then the Champions League became a factor. I think they can push a bit further, maybe... What is that? If Kane stays fit, I think that's a big factor as well. Just to give him that strength in depth, of course, Lo Celso being brought in.
So
But I would say
Very key.
Ericsson and Alderweireld staying beyond the European transfer window will, for me, determine whether they can push further into the season.
Ericsson is overrated. I don't know whether you got that.
Well, we saw the change.
But it's very important to Tottenham.
Oh, that's the thing. That's the bottom line.
Harry Potter.
Well, we saw it on the
I
weekend.
agree
We
that
saw it on the
Lo-
weekend.
I feel
Against Aston
Lo-
Villa.
No, Lo Celso is going to... If Lo Celso fits in, he's going to be more important than Ericsson.
Not in the first
No,
season.
no,
You
no,
can't
We're
say
going to have to
that.
have
I don't know
an
about that.
honest discussion about Ericsson because that guy gets so much praise.
You need to be a bit more honest. I'm very honest.
Yeah,
I think he's a very good
Listen,
player.
no one hates Tottenham more than me. But you have to give respect where it's due. Eriksen's very important to their team, and when he clicks, they click. And you see what he does, not just for them, but also for Denmark.
Yeah.
So if you want to say it's just a Tottenham thing, look what he does for Denmark. He's basically their only player at Denmark. No disrespect to the rest of them, because they have got a very solid team ethic, but he is the go-to guy. When Denmark needs something, Eriksen produces. And he does the same for Tottenham.
Okay, so you're saying that during a big game, when it counts, Ericsson will show up in big games because
Yes.
I
He's done
need
big
someone
games.
to tell me. J Sports, I know you're a sports fan. Tell me how many big games Ericsson has showed up in big games. He'll show up in
And
big
don't
games.
just
The
cut
guy goes
past
to
last.
hiding.
No, he doesn't. I completely disagree with that. But what I would say in terms of the season, I think
It's about Son. Son
it's not a one-man team.
It's not.
And you like to dismiss a lot of other players like Harry Kane, who has been the top goal scorer in many a season. It's not a one-man team, whichever allegedly, the numbers don't lie. But I think it's still going to be exciting, whether or not the rest of the league, the big six, so to speak, push Liverpool, Liverpool and City. Last season, when it was everyone was trying to give up the top 4 positions, that was exciting in itself. I just hope that going for those top 4 positions, there's a bit more quality, as in we're winning games, as opposed to losing games, making it exciting.
I think it's going to be exciting due to the teams such as Leicester and Everton and Wolves trying to reach the top 6. I think that battle in itself is going to be quite interesting because whereas last season Arsenal, United, Chelsea were able to slip up every now and again and still think, oh well, it's not too bad. I think these teams are now going to bridge that gap where if you start losing a few games or you lose form, you're going to really struggle to get back because Wolves and Everton are going to be right there.
No,
I think that's my.
Can I just Jay Spurs? You asked him for a reference. He said Inter Milan clutch goal. That was one reference.
Wait, that was like in 1849. Oh, Jay, God, give me a break, man. All right, so remember, guys, if you head to your boys to the page Half of Football, the Half of Pot, I have put out a Twitter poll. A Twitter poll is where will the loser end up? That's the key thing. I've put a Twitter poll of where the loser will end up. Will the loser end up? Will it remain as PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid, or Siberia? Where will the loser end up? So you have about maybe 15 or so minutes to do that, and after we'll then look at the Twitter poll and see how that is being done. So your boy Jay, can we actually put up tweets and everything on this cool device if possible? Can tweets be pulled up? Alright, look, we can. Jay, we're riding. Trust me, Wednesday. Jay, Wednesday. It's gonna go down. You Liverpool fans, wait. Don't you? Okay, chill.
We're getting there.
Chill.
Don't worry.
Jay, chill.
It makes sense in his head.
Chill.
It makes sense.
All right, so let's get down to the main meats and the discussion as to everything. So I mean, there are a lot of stuff to just talk about, and I think our main sections is obviously VAR and of course Neymar. But before we get there, let's have a little recap.
Oh, shall we?
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna put it out there. Man City. Okay, a few things. Pep Guardiola is a league merchant. City are gonna win the league by 10 or 11 points. That squad is stupid. Can we really praise Pep based on how much money he has spent? And this guy has not yet sniffed a Champions League final. Over to you guys. Because if De Bruyne is fully fit, nobody is touching these guys.
See,
Nobody's touching these guys.
That's what you have to look at. Last season, how good they were. And De Bruyne played, 6 games? 6 games, maybe? And to see De Bruyne fully fit, there was one particular thing I remember against West Ham where he got the ball in midfield and he just breezed past Balbuena like he went there. I was like, boy, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
We are in trouble.
Man,
Popped off, nice pass.
He's
different gravy, man. He's different gravy.
And also last year, I know Company's gone now, which might be a big thing, but he was injured for a large part of last year. And Fernandinho, the games what they lost in the Premier League, other than one of them, which was against Chelsea, which De Bruyne was missing, the Crystal Palace game and the Newcastle game, and did they lose to Leicester as well?
Was it Leicester or Wolves?
No, they drew.
They drew with
So
Leicester.
Leicester.
Yeah,
I think Fernandinho was missing for at least 2, if not all 3 of those games. Now they've got in Rodri. All the little gaps.
The new Busquets.
Better than Busquets because he doesn't dive and cheat and hold his face.
We ain't
We
seen
saw
that yet.
Inter Milan
We ain't seen that yet. We ain't
2010.
seen that yet.
But Uncle Musa was so.
So obviously Pep's gone for that kind of player again. Hopefully it's not with those dark arts. But he got a bit of Fernandinho by him. I saw him pull down one of the West Ham that were breaking from their own half. And
Tactical foul.
Tactical foul and don't get booked for it.
But
So I think those little holes that maybe they were lacking, I think they may be trying to fill. The big issue is who's going to be that sturdy partner for Laporte, because as I said, Company was called upon the back end of last season when they said, you know what, it's crunch time, and he came up trumps. Stones hasn't yet proved that he can do that job. Otamendi. He's a leader. Otamendi's a leader.
That's
what
what
he's got forward in this game.
What I'm looking for, because I don't know what you guys believe, is that look, City are winning crazy squad. The only little chance that any team has is Company missing, and it's all down to because again, I think Laporte is a great defender, but Otamendi can be brain dead a few times, and John Stones is a B-Tech
But then when Fernandinho is fit, I wouldn't be surprised to see him put in there next to Laporte a few times.
Yeah.
So let Rodri just do the midfield.
But for me, that says more about Stones than Fernandinho, because if you're getting dropped for a defensive midfielder who's about 5'2" to play centre back, then you're gonna have to question yourself.
Okay, so Jermaine, can you capture this side option?
Shout out to Terry.
Terry, man, come on.
He said he was gonna take his place.
Terry, man, cut the check, baby. Terry, cut the check, man. Invite your boy, baby. Are you scared? All right.
Actually, not ready to capture.
Liverpool. Wait, so.
Don't worry, I can.
Yeah. So for a white guy, he's ready more for a black guy. All right, thank you. Don't worry, Jovan. I will have a race change very soon. I love the race change today.
He's on one today, but
All set up.
Right.
I ain't got no time to set that bit up. You didn't tell me you were doing.
Prejudice. So basically, looking at Liverpool right now, you see, for me, I think Liverpool can definitely still challenge, and I think because people's issues are, you've not bought anyone new, can that be an issue? Tottenham didn't buy anyone new, and they pretty much were pushing guys. So my feeling is I still feel that but Liverpool, they definitely still need a number 10, and I still think they need to cover for guys. But I'll say this, because someone needs to do a fact check. Now I think I asked this and someone said it's only Shearer who's done this, been the top scorer for 3 seasons in a row. Albeit I believe Shearer was out and clear 3 seasons in a row, but Salah shared it with Aubameyang and Mane. But if this dude is at the top of the scoring charts for 3 seasons in a row, that's his stats. And just the way I just see how Salah is going, and I think he's almost entered that kind of Robin zone where he now knows his sweet spot.
Yeah.
And he knows how to get the ball in that sweet spot, get it to the left foot, and just he understands the angles and how to just
doesn't need much space.
Yeah, basically manipulate the defender to get his shot off. So, and my thing is that if you know that guy's getting minimum 20 marks, he's getting a 20 goals minimum. Shouldn't that be enough for Liverpool to now win the title? If you know that you're guaranteed a 20 goal.
The problem is that Man City are beating teams 4-0 week after week. So even if Salah's banging 20 goals and Mane, they had 2 players joint top goal scorer in the league and didn't win the league. 97 points. Man City are scoring goals from everywhere.
That's
Jesus will score. Aguero will score.
Aguero was on the bench on the weekend.
Aguero will score. Mahrez will come in with a few. Sane, although he's out for the season. Last season he got a few important goals. Sterling will score. They're getting goals from everywhere. Whereas Liverpool, it was just those 3 really who were scoring goals. Yeah. You know, Mane, Firmino, and Salah. That's the goals from midfield is what's killing.
That's the thing. Well, you say killing them.
Well,
97 points, isn't it? Compared to Man City. Yeah, because those draws. Yeah. Remember, they only lost 1 game last season.
That's crazy.
To Man City.
Wait, Dahir, chill. Salah is the best player in the league. Chill.
Well,
there's a dude called N'Golo Kante.
I'd say Salah.
It's a debate. It's a debate.
It is. It's
but
for another day.
yeah, for another definitely for another
We'll get
day.
into that.
But yeah, Man City, as I say, they got goals all over the pitch, literally all over. Edison got an assist last season. Like it's crazy.
Bro,
They got company comes up with that clutch goal against Leicester
Every time they need it.
It's mad.
Well, we're gonna have to have an Edison-Alisson discussion.
I'm up
because-
for that.
We would.
I'm here for that.
But
Well,
just
here's
on the top goal scorer, so Alan Shearer did do it. He got 3 in a row, and Thierry Henry.
Which is free.
2001.
I thought it's Van Nistelrooy.
No. 2003, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6. Van Nistelrooy did it in 2003.
Okay,
so only got 4 in 5
Okay,
years.
So when Shearer did it, was that Blackburn, Newcastle, or all Newcastle?
That was Blackburn.
Oh, yeah, remember? Okay, yeah.
That guy was a beast, man.
Then Henry did it 4 in 5 years.
Yeah. But going back to your point about Liverpool, I think them not signing players, although I understand the frustrations of the Liverpool fans because you always want to see new players coming in. I think just the fact that if Robertson goes down, you're losing a massive outlet, not just defensively but also attacking.
Yeah.
I know Milner can do a job there, but if he
he's
has
not
to do that job for 6, 7, 8, 9 games in a row, that's a hard job for a midfielder to do. I know Milner's very, very good and very, he can play anywhere. But let's say that happens and then Trent goes out on the other side at the same time. Liverpool's fullbacks are so integral to the way they play. If they lose both of those and they've got adequate cover, I can't see Liverpool being the same team.
Man City got 3
Man
left
City
backs
see what I'm saying?
and 2 right backs.
See what I'm saying?
So,
Cancelo,
Yeah.
sitting on the bench.
Alright, so rolling with Tottenham right now. So, Homeboy has now finally scored in August.
He will be top goal scorer this
Harry
season.
Kane. I have said it already that I think Ndombele was one of the best signings in the Premier League because this is already a team that I think was set. If these, I'm not even seeing Lo Celso. You're not seeing even Lo Celso. So I said you were there. So my thing about this is that if Lo Celso fits in, Tottenham are a very dangerous team. They're a very dangerous team because I think they were already pretty good last season and they just sort of fell off and they just made a few mistakes here and there. But I think if Harry Kane can consistently ride through and stay fit, and my boy's son, that's what's it called, the South Korean BTS guy. That's that dude there. So, what do you think Tottenham can do this season if Harry Kane, as you guys are both saying, is going to be the top scorer?
Potts said probably for the first time that they must win a trophy this year. He said they have to. And in the past, he said, I'm only focusing on Premier League, Champions League. And we laughed at him. Then they got to the Champions League final. He said, that's why you're the manager. I'm sitting back watching from my skybox. But he said they need to win a trophy. So he's talking about any trophy. League Cup, FA Cup. Because
Audi Cup.
Yeah, that's what they celebrate the Audi Cup. he knows. He to an extent, he's taken them, I wouldn't say as far as they can, but for them to go any further than they did, i.e. win the Champions League, win the Premier League, it would take a miracle.
No, they're not going to go to the Champions League.
So I think he knows that, well, I've shown what I can do to my level. I've taken them as far. Now I need a trophy.
Yeah.
And I think FA Cup, League Cup, for me, either one and a third place finish is a good season for them. Close the gap to second place.
Yeah.
A trophy and close the gap to second place. And I think that's a brilliant season. And it's realistic.
Yeah. And I think, again, Tottenham, the way they play is the fullbacks are very important to them. I think on the right, they lost Trippier, obviously, who I don't rate very highly, but he suited their system.
They seem comfortable to get rid of him.
Walker's Peter looks like a good right back. I reckon that's why. And then on the other side, I know Danny Rose isn't very happy or whatever, but you have Sessegnon who could play there, and I think if you get him playing and get him confident,
I
think that's a very important signing for them as well.
So Sessegnon is a left back?
He can play anywhere on the left.
Well, I think Potts said he's going to be playing.
You gonna tell me when you want to stop the capture or?
I thought you said that the capture was happening. Okay, jeez, sorry, man.
This is why Terry is. You know what I mean?
But
Sure.
Sessegnon,
Lucky the transfer window's closed.
Pochettino said Sessegnon's going to play left wing at first, and he can move back
anyway on that side
to left back as he goes on. I think
that's a steal, man.
Huh?
That's a steal for the amount of money they
30
paid.
million it was?
Yeah, but the kid's what, 20?
Yeah,
He could, that whole left side done for 10 years.
Alright, okay, so Javan, stop capture. Stop capture. Okay, just stop. Is it stopped? Make sure that it is stopped.
Say it again.
Is the capture stopped? Good.
I'll stop it now.
Thank you. Just tell me when it stopped.
No, you can go on. I
Okay, just I just want to know. Okay, it's good. It's stopped.
Don't
It better be stopped. So look, So like, look. Okay, look. Basically, look. The thing is about this is this. Look, I put my neck out, and everything. I show that capture. So I don't want this captured at all.
You were catching this
It
with
is capturing anyway, so did you?
I don't want this section captured. That's what I'm saying. I don't want this section I'm about to
You know we're live.
You were catching this with
So basically, look. They got walked. They got walked, and Lampard got embarrassed, and it was bad. So just very, very, very briefly, what is this? What was your reflection on that shakedown, showdown in High Noon, Old Trafford by United?
Yeah, you want me to go first? I'll go first.
No, because this guy has already talked on that really live show. So
No, it's fine. It's okay.
you've talked
I'll go
enough,
first.
so you don't have to talk.
I'll go first. You know, I didn't see the game live. I was travelling back from Chesterfield.
Yay.
And I was checking the score and I saw 1-0. I thought, I saw that Chelsea had been the better team. I was reading the match report. Chelsea
Played well.
They had been the better team, but both teams were giving the ball away. Chelsea hit the post a couple of times, and then looked at the second half. Thought still 1-0. Looked back 3-0. I said, what's going on here? And the boy Dan James. And you know what I have to say, that moment is what football's all about. When Dan James scored that goal, I was like, goosebumps. It's a lovely moment. But you know what, Chelsea, they did not need a thumping like that. It's the last thing that Lampard needed. It was first game of the season to get whooped. 2-1 close, then you can kind of move on from that. And now they got to go play Wednesday and they got to play Liverpool Super Cup. And if they get worked in that, oh boy, it's problems. I don't understand. I know he rates Tammy Abraham and he wants to play the youngsters and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that Tammy Abraham played badly or anything like that, but Old Trafford, you want to. I would have played Giroud.
Yeah.
Giroud is going to give.
Or even Batshuayi, someone with some experience.
No, but someone like Maguire, who's a big physical guy, Giroud will give him problems.
Yeah.
Giroud will really work on him, and then you bring on Abraham when Maguire's tired. Do you know what I mean? It did for me. It just didn't. It didn't seem like he really.
But then maybe he's because when you looked at how they play, it's a passing game on the ground, and there's not a lot more of a crossing game, and also like you don't have a Hazard who can walk off Giroud. So the worry is that I don't think Lampard actually has a plan that fits in Giroud, which is problematic because if you've got him there, you have to have a strategy that suits him. But I think Lampard is so clued in, so
which is a good thing as well. Which is a good thing. If he has his philosophy, he should stick to that 100%. He shouldn't change it. He should stick to that, but he needs to make sure that the players are on board and that he has the players. And this is where the transfer ban comes in, where he has the players who can actually work in that philosophy. If Giroud doesn't work in that philosophy, then where's Batshuayi? Batshuayi apparently was on form in pre-season. Why didn't he get a look in? I'll let you go.
Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't go too hard on you because I know Nick is.
You got anything to say? I just want to make sure the floor is clear.
Speak, bro. Speak.
I think yesterday I was a bit light on Chelsea. I let them get away with some stuff. I did.
What stuff? You said everything that needs to be said.
Are you gonna allow me to?
No, I wasn't actually, but carry on.
Javan, can I speak without being interrupted? Please let me know how this is. Yes, we're good to go. Good to go. Okay.
The floor is yours.
You can speak.
I let them get away from stuff. But since that match, I don't think Chelsea have eaten the humble pie that they should have been eating. A lot of Chelsea fans have been talking, and I ain't saying no names.
Forward thinking.
I ain't saying no names.
Carefree Lewis.
No podcast, no YouTube. I ain't saying it. But they've been talking. And they've been talking way too much for my likings. Can I speak?
Let him land.
Can I add that's one? I want to speak.
Come on, bring it in.
Is there... How dare you? You went to Manchester United on the opening day of the season and got battered 4-0. And you have the audacity to even show your face, let alone have energy to criticize the team that, well, as you would put it, circumcised you live on national TV.
And it's live.
Listen,
go on, Martin.
That needs parental guidance. Circumcision live on TV. Prime time. I'm talking.
You know there are kids watching this. Don't go to the
conversation.
But people are eating their dinner watching that.
A lot was said, and I don't understand where this energy comes from. I say you hold the L and you keep it moving because on Wednesday it could get worse. So you talk too much on a Monday, and then you ain't got nothing left to say on the Thursday and Friday. But some things were said which really irked me. One of them being Tammy Abraham. And the discussion and the disrespect shown towards a certain Marcus Rashford. that someone
English on Barca,
someone
English on Barca.
dared.
If this guy doesn't score
Somebody
30 goals
dared compare the two. Somebody dared say that Tammy Abraham is better than Marcus Rashford.
It's one game.
No, it's not one game. It's not one game. It's 21 years. They are both 21 years old. And one of them is England's first choice forward, alongside, of course, Harry Kane.
First choice? No, second choice.
Wait,
What do you mean by first
does
choice?
he start in the first? Does he start in the first 11 for England, game after game? Yes, he does. Does Tammy Abraham get picked for the England squad? No, he does not. The man is playing Toulon tournament and under 21s.
He couldn't even get in the under 21s, to be fair.
And exactly. People say, oh, well, Marcus Rashford had his chance in the Premier League. Well, you know what? So did Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham played a full season with Swansea. Granted, it's only Swansea. But he scored 5 goals. 5 goals in the... Listen, Andy Johnson came out with Crystal Palace. And he was the top English goal scorer in the Premier League with Crystal Palace. And they went down. Yeah. So 5 goals... ain't no excuse that you're playing for Swansea. Marcus Rashford, on the other hand, at the same time, broke on the scene in European football into the Europa League against Arsenal on his Premier League debut. The Manchester Derby scored again in that. Champions League he scored. For England he scored. In all the big games, including against Chelsea. How dare Chelsea fans compare the two? Now, I don't mind Tammy Abraham. I ain't got nothing against him. I hope he has a good career. But when he sucks, when he achieves what Marcus Rashford has done in his short career so far, then they can bring him into a discussion. That's all I got to say.
Tammy Abraham's got a better haircut, though. He's
got a better barber.
Yeah, he does. He's got a better barber.
Just to round things off, after that's those bunch of lies you basically grab from the road. Half of what you said was actually a lie. So after the season goes, if Rashford doesn't score at least 30 goals, I will bring out this video and expose.
Wait, so you think Tammy Abraham's going to bang 30 goals?
Did I say anything? moving to the finals, Arsenal. We're going to talk about Arsenal now. Now you guys said Harry Kane is going to be top scorer.
I think he will be.
I believe Aubameyang is going to be top scorer. Now, Devil, this is where I need you here, being as the Arsenal season. So I heard it was an injury. They wanted to protect them coming in. So why didn't Danny Ceballos start? I think Xhaka needs to be moved on. I think that guy is pretty much useless. And I didn't see enough from Nicolas Pepe, but from the little bits I saw of him, I think it's interesting. And also, I was reading, Aubameyang said that he actually can't wait to play with Lacazette and Pepe. And I believe that, yes, you're talking about the defense and so forth, that needs to be improved. That's where Tierney people come in. But if Aubameyang, Lacazette and Pepe form something, I think Arsenal might be one of these outside guys, because those guys are going to probably...
outside of what?
Outside of the garden or something. No, outside
chance of what?
But Arsenal... So how well do you think Arsenal can do, and specifically, how well do you think the signings, Danny Ceballos and Pepe could do?
I think firstly, if we don't finish top 4 now with what's going on at Chelsea and
wait, what's going on at Chelsea?
if we don't get top 4 now, then I mean, Man United and Arsenal should both be like, that is ours to lose. Do you know what I mean? In terms of our signings, Ceballos picked up a knock in one of the pre-season friendlies. Pepe's hardly had a pre-season, so he won't going to start him. You'll see a lot of managers haven't played their new signings in the first game. That's what happens now. I think Tierney's not ready. Who else? I think Xhaka actually was one of our better performances in midfield against Newcastle. He had the most ball recoveries. I think he had 8 or 9. So I think sometimes he gets a bit of a bad stick when he actually doesn't perform too bad. People just say, oh, he hasn't done anything. Do you know what I mean? But I think in terms of going forward, I think Emery has a bit of a problem in terms of who he's going to play. Because he has a lot of options now that we didn't have last season, attacking wise. Because Nelson played well. Nelson looks like a good talent. He needs game time.
Willock was a bit...
Willock played well. Willock played well. Remember, he's a young man. It's his Premier League. Well, his first full start.
But he shouldn't
away
really
from
be a
home.
regular start. I think he's
Well, I said,
good with the bench.
for me,
He should get chances.
for me, it was a good win for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because they're away from home. They hadn't kept a clean
Terrible
sheet
away from last season.
last season.
And it was a very close game.
It was.
Yeah.
It-
And
but
without our first choice defense.
that's the thing.
We had one first choice defender.
For me, the first choice team. I looked at that team and I said, I think only 3 of those starters should be sniffing first team football when everyone's fit, and that is Leno, Socrates. Actually, I said 4. Sorry,
Aubameyang.
I said Nelson and Aubameyang.
Mkhitaryan should
But
see
even
football,
Nelson, he shouldn't be guaranteed first choice because you can
Yeah,
put
Guendouzi was
Aubameyang
pretty
wide
good.
I
left.
mean, Duzi was good, but I don't think she
I-
started.
But in my first team, I'm having
Guendouzi.
Ceballos and Torreira.
Yeah.
In my first team, but I'm
I
not-
don't
I'm
think.
not the manager.
And Mkhitaryan shouldn't be allowed to see a pitch. He shouldn't be allowed to wear the colour green.
Okay, can I just go on a very mini rant? Just a small mini rant. So, Iwobi got taken over to Everton and Mkhitaryan stayed. What has Mkhitaryan done better than Iwobi?
Wages.
Mkhitaryan is trash.
We can't get him off the wage bill. Who's going to pay his wages?
Just
I saw someone.
ask Trump. for something.
Someone on Twitter said that swap deal between Mkhitaryan and Sanchez is like the biggest fraud deal in all time because both of the clubs just got the worst
I
deal.
think both clubs walked away again.
Okay, so actually, very, I'm just quick. So, Super Chat here from Saswat Panic who says, Nix is a gift from God. Incessant and always real.
And you know what? Just to put it out there,
You don't have to
I don't really talk about my government name out there, but my name is actually it's an Igbo name, Chukwuemeka, and it means God's blessing. So the boy knows. The boy knows, innit? The boy knows.
Okay, so now VAR was obviously a very big topic here because this is the first introduction into VAR here. Now, let me just give you my thoughts. So, I thought VAR worked very well during the World Cup. I thought that's actually it worked well, beautiful, and everything, especially in the South Korea Germany game. The VAR at Copa America was horrendous. The worst use of VAR are like it took literally 3. I think I died twice and came back as the angel Gabriel by the time that they actually gave the VAR decision. It was horrible, absolutely horrible.
It's no excuse for Messi not winning the Copa America.
No, he's an international flop.
Oh,
I
just
already know that.
no,
okay.
And Neymar's trash. So, how do you feel that VAR was implemented in the Premier League? Because obviously we saw it used against Man City twice to their against the FIFA and to their favour. Leicester City and Wolves had a loss to say about this as well. Do you think that VAR is going to be more controversial than good in the Premier League, or do you think it will do more good than actually be controversial in the Premier League?
I think it was a good introduction. I think it was a very good introduction. I think all of the decisions were correct.
Yeah.
I think every single one of them were right. I don't think it took too long.
I
I understand that there's going to be teething problems. Sometimes some people are going to want to look at things a few more times just to make sure because they don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, because imagine you get a decision wrong on VAR. Like you could look at it slow mo, you still get it wrong.
So I think as the weeks go by, it'll get quicker and quicker, and I think it will be a very good thing for football. I think there's so much, and I don't want to talk about it as a business, but that's what it is. There's so much money involved that some of these decisions. Imagine a team gets relegated, or off the back of an offside decision that was never offside.
Yeah.
That club is now going to have issues with players on high wages, can't get rid of this, losing God knows how much money. So things like VAR, if done correctly, which it has been this weekend, it's good for the game.
I think that the only hiccup with VAR was when they came out late for the Liverpool game, the second half, because there was an issue there. And obviously the people in the crowd, you're out there, you want the game to start, you're out in the cold, and it gets a bit like that. But as you said, there's those kind of teething problems which you hope will iron itself out. But for me, you know what I find funny about VAR? People like to complain. That's just a reality of life. People like to complain. Macau's spoken about this before on one of these shows. He said, just people like to have a good old moan. Sometimes something's not good in their life and they want to take it out on something. So VAR is what they want to take it out on. The reality is people have been getting away with, let's say, breaking the rules. Whether it's encroaching in the area, whether it's, coming forward, diving, or even, something like coming forward from a free kick and now they got the magic spray, that kind of stuff. And now those rules that have been broken can no longer be broken. Yeah. Now it's an issue. Oh, but he was only an inch offside. But then
he's still
offside. Offside's offside. Like if you say
Like
okay,
Sterling was literally like
yeah, he was. But
offside?
if you say okay, he's only offside if it's a meter offside. Say he's 99 centimeters. Are you then gonna complain that it's only 99 or it's only 101? Like you have to draw the line somewhere,
Offside
and the line
is
is
offside.
drawn at the last defender.
That's it.
Simple as. And as you said, all decisions were right, and that is for me that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, so Javan, can you please capture this, please?
Two pleases.
Thank you
You're so
very
kind
much.
now.
Yeah,
Say
sure.
that again.
Can you please capture this, please, Javan? Now we're not going to talk about this dude. Let me pull up the poll, shall we? Neymar. But before we get to the results of the poll, let's talk about Mr. Neymar right now. So Neymar and PSG looks like if it's over. And I know, Nix, that you're a huge Neymar fan. You say, what's it? You say like top. Is that what you say? Yeah, sure. Yeah. I believe it's Messi, Hazard, Marcel, Van Dijk is somewhere in there. So the situation right now is that Neymar and PSG, I think that is just gone. PSG, I believe their opening game was against Nîmes or something like that.
Yeah.
And PSG ultras were literally like, Neymar, get the F out, you're not wanted here. And within the PSG shops, the image of Neymar has been removed and everything. So it's not really happening. And there is now a war between Barcelona and Real Madrid. It seems as if Real Madrid were ready to come in with the money. Now Barcelona now have a deal that they feel is ready. So what I believe is happening is that Real Madrid have the cash. Barcelona don't have the cash, but they have a player that they believe that PSG wants, which is Coutinho. But it gets even deeper. Because shout out to Twitter handle Football as Espana, they say that Bayern Munich are looking to bring in Coutinho.
Yeah.
So they all the different things, and people have said that they have spotted Neymar's lawyers in Barcelona. So my thing is that before we really get into where you think he will end up, where do you think, if you were Neymar, and this is where you are, you're at your crossroads now, PSG is a no-go. If you're Neymar or you're Neymar's agents, or you're naming yourself, where do you think you should go right now, based on everything that has happened, the events that have happened? You're sort of now a divisive figure online. People sort of have this hatred towards you. They feel that you're playing. So, is either Barcelona or Real Madrid, which one would be best for you to sort of regain the love of the people?
I saw something. I don't know how true this is, but I saw something saying that apparently he's booked his next birthday to be celebrated in Madrid or something. And his sister's birthday is going to be celebrated in Madrid. Look into that. Yeah, look into that. What you will. But I think he should go to Madrid. I don't think he should go back to Barcelona. I think he should go to Madrid. And if I was Hazard, I'd be pissed. But that's here and there.
Wait. No. Devil.
I'm just saying, you're supposed to be like, this is your chance to be like big superstar Hazard. And if Neymar comes in, I'm not saying in terms of what's going to happen on the pitch. I'm saying if Neymar comes in, it's going to be the Neymar circus. It's going to be Eden on the side. That's it. You're going to be the garlic bread on the side. You know what I mean? That's your side piece. Side piece, side salad. But I shouldn't say salad, should I? Because he's probably not eating many of those at the moment.
No. Before I get to Nick's, that was bloody awesome. So before I get to Nick's, no. But Devon, my thing about it is that no. I've said this to Real Madrid fans. If Real Madrid do not get, because I said that they needed to get Pogba, Dridge and Kroos can hold that midfield, but now Pogba seems to be staying at United. But Real Madrid are going to go trophyless if all I have is Hazard and that overweight loser called Benzema, who is trash. And I don't know who the hell Jovic is. So Neymar is needed to.
I think Neymar would be a great fit at Real Madrid.
Sorry. Did you just say Benzema's overweight?
I know, but he doesn't want to
But Hazard. But wait,
I'm glad you spotted that, Javan. I'm glad you spotted
that. When
that.
you say Hazard is overweight,
you say no fat shaming.
But you know that Hazard and Benzema share the same Nando's card, right? They share it. So you go to
I'm sorry. I had to put that out because last week.
Why are we fat shaming Hazard?
Wait.
Why are you fat shaming Benzema?
Well, no one's fat shaming anyone.
No.
We're just saying that they're both big. There's no shame in that.
I can show you pictures.
Hazard has to own it.
Those pictures were doctored.
He has to own it. It's about ownership.
Wow. I just
Did Hazard say some personal pictures that you?
No.
He's
pictures were no. Those were.
Hazard is a BBM.
He's cool.
He's a BBM. Own it. Wear it. It's 2019.
No, in all seriousness, you're talking to a top 3 player.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're talking to a European Cup winner. What? Guys, come on.
A European Cup.
Now,
a European Cup. A Europa.
Now he's 3 and 4. What I'm saying is Neymar should go Real Madrid. I think if he goes Barcelona, it'll be not a step back because obviously Barcelona are 10 times better than PSG, but it'll still be the Lionel Messi show. And are you just going to wait it out for him to retire? Is that what he's going to do?
So Nick, talk about your hero.
Listen, Neymar is a world-class player. World-class.
But you are deluded, man.
I'm deluded. When he was pop, anyway, I'm not going to get into it with you. I already dealt you that Rashford Tammy blow. But Neymar, for me, he can't go back to Barca. He can't. You have some pride.
Yeah.
About yourself, because you left in a strop basically, because you wanted to have the limelight and you wanted to go and win a Ballon d'Or. PSG ain't worked out. That's a fact. It just ain't worked out. You can't go back to Barcelona with your tail between your legs. You can't do it,
bro.
Because the Barcelona fans they're harsh as it is, but they ain't as harsh as the Real Madrid fans. But they'll still give him some stick, like you should never have left. However, if he goes and wins, then it's all is forgiven. But for me, just as a man, with some pride, I think you have to say I left Barca for a reason. So if I leave PSG, there's still a reason why I left Barca and I ain't going back. And nothing would make that reason any more clear than if you went to Real Madrid and won
the league.
Or won the league. More so even than the Champions League because they've won obviously so many. If he goes to Real Madrid, and I think for me, if I was Neymar and Neymar's agent, unfortunately, I'm not. I lost those rights in the last few years. Then I would be going for Real Madrid.
So
biggest club in the world.
What about Bale?
That's the problem. They can't afford.
What about Bale?
For me, they can't afford.
Could Bale maybe go the other way as part of the deal? If we're talking players.
If Bale's gonna go somewhere in Europe, for me, PSG's the only place that can afford it.
They have to afford his wages. No, but okay, so let's just so the result of the Twitter poll is in ascending order. Hopefully, I had the right maths was in my greatest thing. PSG 7%.
Descendant.
Real Siberia 18%. Wait, guys, why is Siberia so low? Siberia 18%. Real Madrid 26% and Barcelona 49%. So people really believe that Neymar will end up at Barcelona. But just very briefly, echoing what you guys are saying, if Neymar returns back to Barcelona, you are a complete, total, perennial loser. You're going there to take Messi's kids to school to pretty much be step on fetch and pretty much be Messi's.
He's a side chick, and he's happy with that.
No, side chick. If he goes to Real Madrid, we will have one of the biggest El Clásicos of all time. And if he's able to inspire them to a La Liga win and thingy, Neymar, that's how you win me back. You lost me. If you want to win back the love of, and trust me, you want the love of HS. Ask that. My vid supporting you as some of the best things on YouTube. So if you want me to be a complete supporter of you like I've done for Hazard and Real Ronaldo, go to Real Madrid, and I've got about 5-6 vids all in support of you. Trust me, that's what you want. Where's Wesley Sneijder? Wesley Sneijder officially.
Yo, you gonna say stop the capture?
Stop the capture. Sorry, stop the capture. I'm
if you're gonna say start, you're gonna have to say stop.
Javen, can you please arrête the capture? You give me a little bit of French there. Arrête le sus. Oui, on the track. C'est vrai. Comme ça. So let's see, look.
This guy.
Wesley Sneijder. Now, he has retired officially from football right now, and again, I want you guys to have just a little short reflection on Sneijder. 2010,
robbed.
But so 2010, this guy the treble with Inter Milan, guided Holland to a final.
Got the golden boot in the finals. We got 5. Oh, in the World Cup, got 5 goals.
Yeah, and also if Iker Casillas hadn't taken, Robin would have scored that 1-on-1, which was set up by Sneijder, which he pretty much did, but I don't want to go into any details about Spain and everything. But Sneijder, for me, with regards to what is required of a number. Oh, can you please capture this?
Oh my days! Come on, bro.
So where's the Sneijder? So Sneijder, it's Sneijder, baby. Sneijder, come on. I believe that with regards to the requirements of the number 10 role, i.e., you're there to play in between the midfielder and the attacker, and you're there to pretty much provide the through balls to the attacker, and you're there to pretty much play make. He is one of, I believe, the best pure number 10s I've ever seen. You talk about guys because many people sort of at number 10, but then they're a bit of a supporting striker like a Bergkamp. Some people are at number 10, but they're much more into the midfield like a David Silva or an Iniesta, where he's a number 10, number 8. But this, basically, him and Totti are two of the best pure number 10s, where these guys were solely playmakers and creators and mastered the art of the through ball, where Totti and Sneijder. But in that year, he was money, absolutely incredible. And as you guys said, how he did not win the Ballon d'Or was a disgrace.
Back in the day when we used to play pro, back in the day, and we had a thing, Sneijder bang. And that was Sneijder, you get it anywhere near the box, on his right foot, bang, top pocket, every time, top bins. The guy had a venomous shot on him. He had a vision that was just ridiculous, that he could see runs from all over the place. And he was never the most physical, but he was strong on the ball. You couldn't shake him off the ball. It was one of those ones where I didn't rate him highly until 2010.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean? Before I said, he's good, but and then I sort of was like, wow, this guy's, and it's a shame that we never. Well, for me as an Arsenal fan, it's not too much of a shame, but for you lot, because he was linked with for Man United for since about last week.
Ridiculous.
There's like constantly.
I'm sure he's still on his flight. To
he might sign now as like a scout or something. Finally, but he was a proper player, and it's a shame now in the generation that we're in that we're seeing these players retire. It's like it's mad. Yeah. Robin's gone, Schneider's gone, no, Van Persie's gone. But
the thing with me, and I, you know what? Why I'm really upset about that 2010. I actually did a video on it at the time, and the issue is FIFA, because this was a time when the Ballon d'Or award was merged with the FIFA award, and the FIFA Ballon d'Or, as it was called, it was so biased. It was voted by the captains and the managers of the international teams. And it's basically you vote for your friend, innit? Or who you like. Then there's no analysis really towards it. Whereas the Ballon d'Or, by the journalists and that kind of stuff, they're analysing every player, on a week in, week out basis, as opposed to just hearing that, someone scored 4 goals against Real Zaragoza and therefore they should win the Ballon d'Or. They didn't really look at it subjectively or objectively.
It was subjective, not objective.
Yeah, but I think we were coming back into a time now where those players, the players who may not bring up all the number of goals, but have been the most influential, can win Ballon d'Ors. Hence Modric, hence obviously Van Dijk is touted to win this year. And it's just a shame that 2010, Sneijder, 2013, arguably Ribery could have won that. That was a tough one, to be fair. But for me, Sneijder that year, he was brilliant. That first leg, the masterclass from Mourinho, but of course the players had to execute it at home to Barcelona. And I remember going into that game, I was in uni at the time, and I said, a few Barcelona, fans of other teams, but they like Barcelona. I said, Inter's going to batter Barca. I just felt it. I said, Mourinho's got it. And I said, the players, I think there was Sneijder, Milito, Eto'o. Yeah. I said, they're going to do something. And I felt, and then obviously they went 1-0 down for Pedro scored early. And then Sneijder got the equaliser and turned it around. And that 3-1 was really what set them on their path to winning the Champions League and of course the treble. So for me, one of the best players ever.
Alright. Stop capture.
Quick learner.
Thank you. What up, baby? So start capture. Preview now. La Liga and the Bundesliga, it begins this weekend. So what are we going to start?
You can just go there. Just do it again.
Preview now. Bundesliga and La Liga, they begin this weekend. And look, man. So let's just start with the Bundesliga right now. So again, it's going to be a total horse race. I think that's standard. I think the very fact that Mönchengladbach lost Torgan Hazard, Bayer Leverkusen lost Julian Brandt. They've already been weakened already, so I just think it's going to be hard for them to compete. Leipzig, maybe they'll be in and there, but I don't think they'll be too strong. So it started off with obviously Dortmund beating Bayern, obviously in that German Super Cup, and Jadon Sancho. Therefore, Shalaman, you called this earlier on, so I'm going to give you props. This for me right now, my 2 favorite players right now
South London
are my 3 favorite players right now are Hazard, Marcelo, and probably Sancho. Just based on just my footballing thing and when Neymar actually wants to do some stuff. Okay, maybe those. So basically, coming into this right now, I believe that I'm worried about Bayern Munich. I'm very worried about Bayern Munich because they bought Perisic. Perisic, I don't think is going to be enough because see, this is the first season after a long time where Robin or Ribery, they're not in the dressing room. They're going to be nowhere around. So that leadership, that aura is already gone. And how I just saw them sort of lose to Dortmund and how young and sharp Dortmund look without through the solidity to play in that game, and they were able to handily beat Bayern. I just feel like, oh, Bayern, they worry me. I wouldn't have a serious convo about Kingsley Coman. I think that guy's trash, personally. So do you feel that this Dortmund can finally give Marco Reus what he deserves and give him the Bundesliga title? Or do you feel somehow, some way, Niko Kovac will get his rights for Bayern Munich and get them that?
That's what Bayern do.
Well, what I would say, I think last season would be definitely a learning experience for Dortmund because for a long period that season it looked like they were going to do it. And you might just say their inexperience is what really told in the end. They really fell away in the last few games.
And also poor management as well. The tactics were horrible.
Well, the inexperience from the lot of them, really. You could say whether it's the manager and the players. But I think that will, if they get into a situation like that this season, they're not throwing it away. I'm putting it out there. If they get in that situation,
sorry.
they're not throwing it away.
They loaned Perisic, they didn't buy him, so thanks for the chat.
But even they go, Bayern Munich are an aging team. And to buy Perisic ain't making it any younger. Perisic was a player that Man United wanted a couple seasons ago, and he was old at the time.
Yeah.
So to get him now, I'm like,
I think
really?
that kind
Desperation.
of that kind of smells of desperation.
It couldn't get signed there.
I think Bayern Munich last season they started off terribly. They were terrible beginning. Remember, I think they were 16 points or something crazy like that behind Dortmund at one point.
Dortmund were like that. I think they were 9 points clear.
It was even more than that at one stage, I think. But Bayern Munich, they know how to win. When the chips are down and they need a result, they get it, especially in the Bundesliga. And I think a lot of people say they have an aging squad, but they have got some very good young players that they've brought through.
Alfonso Davies. Alfonso Davies.
But they've got some good young players in there. Kimmich is still quite young as well, which is crazy. Alaba's still not that old.
Pavard.
Alaba is looking old. Alaba is declining, bro.
Alaba's not.
I don't know. Just based on the Super Cup.
Gnabry is, I still can't believe we got rid of him for now. He's a baller. They've got some very good players in there. And can Dowski do it again? Can he bang in goals again? He's getting on a bit. But I do think Dortmund are a very exciting team. They are stacked. They are stacked in pretty much every
Hazard and Brandt as well. That's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
That's really crazy.
Ridiculous the amount of players they've got, especially in that end of the pitch.
Yeah.
And Hummels obviously in defence.
Yeah. And that is massive because with a young squad and his experience, he knows how to win. He's got that Bayern mentality.
Yeah.
If he can bring that over with him, that's a crazy move.
Yeah.
Why would you sell Hummels to your closest rivals?
But listen, for them to have been doing deals non-stop. Remember?
Yeah. They used to take players. They never give them.
Yeah, there was no deal. Just take. No give.
But that all came from because Bayern kind of bailed Dortmund out years ago when they were in financial strife. And so they've got a friendly, it's actually a friendly rivalry. Like, obviously they want to win it, but there's no hard feelings when Bayern say, all right, let me have Götze, let me have...
In Germany, there's not many, there's local rivalries, but there's not many big rivalries in terms of, we just don't like you no matter what, we don't like you. Apart from Leipzig. Leipzig are the only club that everyone hates because they just came from out of nowhere and threw money at everything. And people don't feel that's the true German way.
Yeah, they don't like them because of the principle more than location or anything like that.
Yeah, here, do you know what I mean? It's like we hate Stoke, nothing to do with each other. We hate them. Do you know what I mean? You don't get that in Germany. It's kind of weird. But just to go back to what we were talking about Dortmund, and I have a sneaky feeling this is going to be Dortmund's year. I think it will be.
No. I'll sit on it because these guys were 10 points clear and they screwed up. So I'll sit on it.
I think they would have learned from that. I think Hummels is a massive addition for them.
Alright, so let's now switch over to La Liga right now. I'm going to just say it very clearly here. If Real Madrid don't get Neymar, they're also not going to get Pogba. Real Madrid are not sniffing that La Liga title.
Agreed.
That means that this La Liga title is between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. And I don't trust Diego Simeone with a much more attacking team. I feel that Griezmann was overrated. So I think them getting Joao Felix and a whole new team, I think that's just great for them. I feel it was amazing what they've done in the preseason, beating Juventus, beating Real Madrid. But preseason, as we've seen with Chelsea, because it reflects into the real season. So, with regards to the La Liga, do you think it's pretty much going to be a one-team domination monopoly by Barcelona, or do you feel Real Madrid or Atletico can do something to sort of fight Barcelona this season?
I think it'll be tight. I do think it'll be tight.
Wait, three-way or
three-way? I think it'll be tight between all three of them. I do. I mean, obviously Barcelona.
Even if Real don't get either Neymar or Pogba, I still think that they'll.
Yeah, I still think they'll be there or thereabouts. So I still think it'll be tight. Don't read too much into pre-season.
Oh yeah,
Don't read too much into pre-season. I think Real Madrid, if they get Hazard firing early, they have Vinicius Junior. They've got weapons. They've got weapons.
Even if I don't know who he is.
He's a link man. If he gets a chance, it's going on target at the very least. You don't see him miss the target very much. Right foot, left foot, doesn't matter. I think he could be a massive hit at Real Madrid. But I do think Atletico Madrid, they're the ones I'm kind of thinking Atletico Madrid could do something. I think Diego Simeone, the way that he's just
to win the league.
It's really tough for Atletico because Atletico.
He's restructured that whole team and just said,
the likes of Barca or Real Madrid, if they go to win the league, they're beating teams 4-5 and 3-0 they're relaxing. Atletico don't do nothing easy, so they're gonna have to be on it. 90 minutes, 38 games, which can take a lot out of you. And they've got
a big squad now.
Yeah, they do, but a lot of them
very new team.
That's the thing. Whereas the players, when they won the league, they were there for a while. The likes of Godin, Juan Fran, Felipe Luis, all of that, and Colt K, etc. They got a lot of younger new players coming in. I think
hype around this João Felix kid, man.
But the thing is, he's 19 years old. Yeah. He's going to be inconsistent. It's impossible.
So you don't think
him.
Diego Costa can?
Nah, Diego Costa ain't what he
bang the goals that he has to bang.
No. He needed a concert. He needed a concert rather.
Morata.
Morata. They got Morata.
Oh yeah,
Morata could.
Oh, you know what? Pedro's winning it. Morata.
Imagine Morata ends up with the Pichichi or something like that.
And Lukaku at Inter. Pichichi with the Syrian goal.
You know that would be wild. See, that's when I know that.
But that could happen. He banged 4 on his debut, Lukaku.
You take listen.
He banged 4
against a Serie D side.
I don't know who it was, but
listen. It was a Serie D side in some behind closed door friendly. It was a joke. But I just think Atletico, on their day, they're dangerous outfit. They can beat anyone because they got the tactics to do it. But I just think the consistency of a 38 game. When Barca can just rely on Messi, they'll we've got Champions League game. Let's rest Messi. Rest Messi. Oh, it's not going well. Let's bring on Messi. 2 goals. All right, game over. Atletico ain't got that. No. They have to be on it, bro. Real Madrid have that individual ability, but I don't think they're gonna have the consistency. I just have a feeling that everything ain't right at Real Madrid, and as long as Bale is there, I think that thing's just gonna.
Do you reckon Bale just running in the offices, throwing fart bombs?
It's too much. It's too much going on behind the scenes.
That kind of just playing golf, man. Bloody weirdo, man. Welsh people. Stop capture, please. Thank you. Now, guys, before we go into your questions, remember, guys, send in your questions right now. Remember, super chats will get priority. Send in your questions now. We'll just take about 5, 6, 7 minutes just to answer your questions. And as you're sending in those questions, follow us on our Discord. The link should be in the description box or in the live chat. Click join us on the Discord, and me, Nix, and Deb, we will be in there interacting with you guys on our Discord. So if you're on that Discord server, join us, and then hopefully, maybe sometime soon, we may even be taking your calls through Discord. So remember, the link is in the description box below. Join that Discord. So send in those questions, guys. Remember how it goes there. No questions allowed about Hazard's weight. And no questions allowed about insulting Lampard and Chelsea. Those questions will not be read out.
Anyone's insulted Lampard.
So,
yeah, he's just out of it. He's just.
And also remember, like the vid. Shout out to your boy Ryan. Like that vid. So yeah, Javan, just keep a hold of any of those questions for us to roll through. So while we're waiting for the questions, very briefly, why I believe Pogba is better than De Bruyne. De Bruyne is a system player. He's very good. De Bruyne is very good. He relies heavily on a working system. Pogba can go to a crap team and make
Wolfsburg.
Well, once again, let him land because he's not even hitting the string. We're over here. Okay, so this is the runaway.
So De Bruyne can make a good team really good or even amazing. Pogba can make a crap team manageable. De Bruyne can't do anything with a crap team. You mentioned Wolfsburg, Peter Hecking. That team was alright, and he made them better. That team was that Wolfsburg team without De Bruyne would have beaten that trash Man United team that we saw from last season. They would have. That Hecking team. So for me,
if I'm not mistaken, when De Bruyne left, didn't they have a relegation battle like the season or season after?
Yeah, bro, I don't know.
Weren't they like close to?
well, someone needs to fact check.
I'm pretty sure after he left, they went downhill quickly.
No,
Let me just Google this real quick.
Pogba just has more. You can use him more in different situations. I don't think that if a team is struggling, I don't think De Bruyne can elevate a team. He can't be a guy where a team is struggling. We now have to look to De Bruyne to do something magical. Pogba, when the chips are down, he can come up with a clutch play to push his team forward.
Okay.
And De Bruyne just doesn't have that thugging.
All right, De Bruyne leave Wolfsburg. Is it 14?
16. 2015, 16, I think he left because
because they won the cup in 14, 15.
15, 16 he left. But I think he was there for 2 years. Pogba, you're saying he can him being able to have those moments to bring a team back into the game, etc.
Yeah, they finished 8th the season after he left.
That's an aspect. That's an aspect of the game.
And then 16th twice.
But when you got 38 games, that's what I'm judging a player on. I'm not judging a player on a moment, a game, a period. I'm looking at season upon season upon season. And De Bruyne gives you season upon season upon season of consistency. Wait. Because at Wolfsburg, as was said, he got, I think he was the leading assister in one of the seasons.
Yeah.
I think he definitely got into the German team of the year. It may have been the young player of the year as well. Maybe even the player of the year. I can't remember exactly.
What did he do at the World Cup?
1 second. Then he went to Man City, and this is the Man City before they actually won the league. So this was Pep's. Actually, he was there before Pep, and then Pep came, moved him into central midfield. Because remember, he was playing out wide at Wolfsburg. Then he moves into central midfield, and he now becomes one of the best central midfielders in the world. Now for Belgium, he used to play behind the striker. Then Hazard came. I say that Hazard came. Hazard was around already, but sometimes he played left, and then Hazard started moving a bit more centrally. De Bruyne goes out wide right. In the Euro 2016, I think it was. Very good Euros he had there. Better than Hazard in that tournament. Hands down, Belgium's best player. Or was it Euro? I think it was World Cup 40, 1-2.
World Cup 14.
Might be World Cup 14. 2000, and then in the World Cup 18, yes, Hazard was Belgium's best player, but De Bruyne was a very good player. De Bruyne
just had the one goal.
It doesn't matter the one goal.
So now stats matter. Because before he's
not the goal scorer. He was playing in central midfield in that team. He was playing a 3-4-3 in the Belgium team. He also sometimes plays, and has for Man City, in the false 9 position. So for me, that versatility that De Bruyne has, for me, as well, and the fact that in those positions, with his right wing, central midfield, behind the striker, he's world class in those positions. Whereas someone like Pogba, who I love Pogba, but we always hear Pogba needs this, Pogba needs that. No one ever says De Bruyne needs this. De Bruyne adapts to whatever the manager asks him to do. Well, you say that. Okay, but the systems are different at Wolfsburg to Man City to Belgium.
Okay, question. So, ever since... Okay, no. Arsenal, with their players who return from injury and new players, do they have the third best squad?
What, in the league?
Obviously, yeah, in the league. Man City obviously have to have the best squad.
Yeah.
Then...
See, the thing is that...
No, I'll say Liverpool.
I'd say Liverpool.
No, I'll still say Liverpool at Spurs.
Shaqiri, Navigator has been a bit...
I'll say Liverpool at Spurs. Because Spurs have been accused of having a small squad as well. I think
Tottenham's squad now is a lot deeper than it was.
Yes.
In terms of... I know they didn't make any changes last season, but players like Harry Winks have got a lot more experience, and he's actually a very good squad player now. Sissoko's into form. Before you wouldn't have really... Do you know what I mean? Walker-Peters come through. No one knew.
Wanyama, is he still there?
Wanyama, they're trying to get rid of him.
Though, yeah. Which is stupid. Then they brought in Dombele.
So I think Spurs have got quite a strong squad. Quietly, they've put together a really strong squad, and it burns me to say that because I hate them, but respect where it's due. I don't know about third best because a lot of the players. I mean, Tierney he is highly regarded in Scotland. I had this big argument with a Liverpool fan on Twitter where he was trying to accuse me of saying Tierney's better. I said, I never said that. I said in Scotland, Robertson. I said in Scotland, they said they're very much the same. I can't say that. I haven't seen him that much. So I'm not going to say that. He's like, so you're telling me he's better than him? No, that's not what I said.
I'm not Scottish. It's not me.
In Scotland, this is the opinion that they have. They're pretty much the same. If one is missing, the other one comes in. They don't care because they're just as good as each other, according to them. That's not me. But I can't really say one way or the other. Martinelli is I've never seen him play in my life. Do you know what I mean? So we have these players, but I can't say they're going to really push us and make us that much better.
I would say on paper, Arsenal,
yeah.
I would say the fourth best squad.
But okay, so you say so City,
Liverpool, Spurs, and then Arsenal. I think even on paper.
No, because Chelsea have still got a good squad.
Chelsea got a lot of names.
But if we're saying on paper,
but even on paper,
the squad's strong.
No, okay. On paper, at their prime, yes, but you look at Azpilicueta now. Even if he's not what he used to be. So Pedro Willian, their names might. Oh yeah, they've done this, but they're not what they used to be. I would say.
Okay, so maybe this is the last thing that people are pretty much getting at me for this. Okay, Kaka.
Oh god.
Now look.
I see that still.
Kaka, in my view, I can't call Kaka a great player. He was a very good player, really good player. Are we honestly going to say that Kaka at his peak should be put in the same sentence as a Rivaldo, a Ronaldinho, a Del Piero, and so forth? No. But thank you.
But he was at his peak in that AC Milan side. He was unplayable for in a span of possibly 18 months.
Okay. At his peak,
but his peak was 18 months. Do you know what I mean? I don't think his peak was that long.
Oh, okay. For those 18 months, where would you then rank him? Would you say? He should be looked at as a great. So
if he had won the Ballon d'Or, he wouldn't win the Ballon d'Or, is it? He was the last one to win it before, and I feel that was rightly so.
Yeah,
listen, when he came to Old Trafford and he made Gabriel Hines and Evra, listen, that guy was something else.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna disrespect him, but what the thing is, when he was doing his bit for Brazil, 2006 World Cup thing was probably his biggest. That Brazil team was crap. So to be the best player in that Brazil team, for me, didn't mean anything. Because Ronaldinho, yes, he was there, but he was nowhere near his best. He was 4 years after 2002. He wasn't at his best at that time. He was good. He still won the Champions League with Barcelona, but he wasn't at his best. Kaká was probably the best player at the time, but then they got schooled by Zidane in that final. In the quarters, wasn't it?
Quarters.
Yeah, which showed the levels. It showed Zidane, who was going out of his career, took charge of that game.
No, because my thing about this is that, look, I will never ever say Kaká was not a very, very good player. But to not call him legendary and not put him in the same category as like a peak Ronaldinho, a peak Rivaldo, and so forth. So like it's not because
and that's the stretch. When it comes to Brazil, to be classed as legendary, you have to do something that magical. Because even Neymar for me is a better player than Kaká could ever have been.
Yeah.
But legendary, he's still got so much to do for Brazil to be classed as legendary. So no, Kaká, brilliant player at the time, but for me,
he doesn't touch Dino, he doesn't touch Rivaldo
at all.
He doesn't touch those guys.
And people don't talk about Rivaldo enough.
No, they don't. Because Rivaldo was, you know what? Rivaldo wasn't the flashiest of Brazilians. He had his moments, but he wasn't the flashiest.
Flashy?
No, but you know what I mean?
Bro?
No, that. Bro, you know what? If I had scored that goal, I'd have retired there and then. You don't score better than that. I'd have walked off the pitch and now done.
2002 World Cup, of course, we know it's Ronaldo's World Cup. But Rivaldo
he
scored in every round up until the semi-finals.
But he never done the flicks and tricks as much as Ronaldinho. He was more just like, he was effective with what he did. Don't get me wrong, Ronaldinho was very effective. And probably the most effective, skillful player I've ever seen. In terms of everything he did was to beat you. It weren't just to, Neymar does things to take the piss. Ronaldinho was like, alright, if I do this, I'm going to beat you.
But in that final, Rivaldo was why Ronaldo was the hero. That step over.
It was a combination, but still, I was.
Rivaldo doesn't get the same.
He doesn't. And for me, he's actually my favourite player of all time.
Really?
Rivaldo,
All
time, Rivaldo.
Interesting.
He's something else, man.
Okay, so guys, that wraps things up for this show. Remember, guys, just again, remember, like the vid, like that flipping vid, subscribe and like that flipping vid, man.
Before you end it, you have to tell them how to join the Discord.
There's a click the link.
No, it's not that straightforward. It's not that straight.
Click the link and follow the instructions.
People don't follow instructions, so you have to force feed them or spoon feed them, I would say. So when they go in, they have to say what team they support, so they can see they can see their team's chat, and they can actually see the chat, because they'll go in there and they'll see no.
Wait, have you actually signed up?
And then they'll leave.
Sure.
So guys, when you click the link, you are going to be asked about the team you support. If you don't support a team, pick one. Jujuman has about 5 or 6. I think Jujuman is on his 6th team now. So if you don't support the team, just pick any team. And once you pick a team that you support, you will then be taken into the chat, and then you'll be able to see all of the news and the discussions all related to that team that you support. So
and you can talk to everybody.
And then you can talk to everybody and interact. And we will be there. So myself, Devon, and Nick will be in there interacting with you guys and saying what's up. So guys, that of course is it for this show. Remember to like the video, remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember as well to follow Devil. Guys, give us your Twitter handles.
I don't remember. I had to change it, innit? Obviously.
Oh.
Change it, was it? I think it's Devo LDN. I think.
And Nick Sports, Nick's Kwamina on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
And obviously, you know where you can find me at Hufflepot or in the Playboy House. So, guys, this is it.
Security.
For the football. Easy, man. Why do you mess with anything? So, as it for the football dog, we will see you guys back in here again on Monday with lovely, beautiful discussions. Peace out. Stay true. Stay black. Stay real. Stay healthy. Peace out.
I have no.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. I didn't know. I was thinking.
Someone said Kaka was better.